friends. Welcome back to Circle Time. Did you enjoy your brain break? Awesome. Now it's time for our daily message. Our daily message is going to tell us what we're learning about today. Let's read today's message. Ready? The moon gets its light from the sun. Okay, let's read it one more time. This time you read with me. I'll read and you can repeat. Ready? The moon gets its light from the sun. Excellent! Great job reading. Before we talk about our message, we are going to be letter detectives. We are going to look for our letter of the week. Do you remember what this week's letter is? If you said the letter R, you are correct. This week we're learning the letter R. Do you remember what sound it makes? It makes the R sound. Okay, let's put our uppercase R and our lowercase r on the board. There we go. Okay, now we need to put on our detective goggles. Perfect. And we are going to look for the letter R. Can you find the letter R in our message? There's only one of them. Can you find it? Did you find the R in our message? Awesome. Let's follow along the message and see if we can find the R together. We'll start at the top on the left. That's how we read. We start at the top on the left and we move to the right. So let's look for the letter R. If you see the letter R, say stop. Ready? Let's keep going. We're looking for the letter R. Remember, say stop if you see the letter R. No R's on this line. Let's go down one line and back to the left, and then we'll move to the right again. We're looking for an R. Remember, say stop if I'm pointing to one. Did you say stop? Fantastic. You are correct. This is an R. Is this an uppercase R? R is it a lowercase r? It's a lowercase r. It's a short letter. Great work, friends. You found the R in today's message. Okay, now let's see how many words are in our message. Count with me. Remember, there are spaces between the words. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many words are in our message? There are 8 words in our message today. Hey, the number 8 is our number of the week. We learned that on our Circle Time board. Now that we've counted the words in our message and we found the letter R, it's time to read our message one more time so we can talk about it. Ready? Read with me. The moon gets its light from the sun. Great job. Today we are talking about the moon. Our message says that the moon gets its light from the sun. Yesterday we learned that the earth gets light and heat from the sun. Well, the moon gets its light from the sun as well. And moon is our word of the day. Can you say moon? Good job. Here is a picture of the moon. When do we see the moon? Do we see the moon during the day or at night? We usually see the moon at night. Every once in a while, you might be able to see it during the day. It depends on how much light is shining on it. Let's put the word moon on our word wall. So if you've ever looked at the sky at night, you've probably seen the moon. The moon is a big ball of hard, dusty rock. And the moon is not very smooth either. There are mountains on the moon and even craters. Craters are big holes that are in the ground of the moon. The moon is what shines at night and gives us light outside. But the moon doesn't make its own light. It gets its light from the sun. The moon is in space just like the earth and the sun. And the moon travels around the earth. It takes about a little over 27 days for the moon to orbit all the way around the earth. That's why when you look outside, sometimes you'll see a full moon and sometimes you'll only see part of a moon. It depends on where the moon is and how much light is shining on the moon. Let's take a look at a video of the moon in space, and you'll see how some of it is shining from the sun. Did you enjoy that video? Awesome. I liked how we got to see how only part of the moon was lit up. Only part of it was bright because that's the part the sun was shining on. Just like when the sun shines on the part of the earth we live on, it's bright outside. But if the sun is not shining on the side of the earth where we are, it's dark. We'll learn more about that tomorrow. Let's stick to the moon. Today, we are going to do a fun moon activity. We are going to make a moon using some different materials we can find in our homes. Are you ready to do our moon activity? Perfect. Let's get started. Okay, friends, to make our moon craft, we're going to need a few items. You're going to need some black construction paper, some yellow construction paper. You're going to need some glue, scissors, and a piece of aluminum foil. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our aluminum foil and we're going to cut out a circle. We're cutting out a circle because the aluminum foil is going to represent our moon. And when we look at the moon, it looks like a circle. You might need your parents' help to do this part. So we'll just take our scissors and we'll cut out a circle with our aluminum foil. Okay, now that we have our moon, we need to add texture to our moon. We just learned that the moon is not flat and smooth. There are mountains on the moon and craters, which are big holes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our circle, or our moon, and we're going to crumple it. But be very careful and gentle. Okay, once we crumpled our moon, we need to pull it apart. But we don't want to rip the aluminum foil. So you're going to have to be very careful when you're pulling the aluminum foil apart. Okay, now you can see that I have a lot of texture on my moon. There are some pieces that go up like the mountains and pieces that go down that look like craters. The next step is to take our black piece of construction paper and we're going to glue our moon onto the construction paper. We're using black because in outer space, it's really dark. So we'll take our moon, we'll put a little glue on the back. And you can feel all the texture. It is not smooth at all. There are a lot of bumps and little craters. So we'll put a good bit of glue since it's aluminum foil and we want it to stick. I'll flip it over and I'll just push that down. There we go. Here is our moon. Now we need something in space that gives our moon light because our moon is very shiny from the aluminum foil. But moon doesn't have its own light. We just learned that the moon gets its light from the sun. And that's why we need our yellow construction paper. We're going to cut a half a circle, or a quarter of a circle, out of our yellow construction paper, and we're going to use it as our moon. So I'm just cutting a little corner. I'm making a little curve. There we go. And I'm going to glue that right in the corner, and it's going to represent the sun in the solar system. So I'll put a little glue on the back. Here we go. And I'll just glue that down right in the corner. Perfect. And now I have my sun, and my sun is shining on the moon and making it very bright. If you want to add more things into your solar system, like maybe stars, because we can see stars at night, go ahead and get maybe a marker, or you can even use stickers or crayons, and you can draw little stars over your picture. Or maybe a rocket or an asteroid. You can make this however you want. But we know that we have a moon, and the moon gets its light from the sun. Did you enjoy our moon craft? Awesome. Here's a picture of my moon craft. We used aluminum foil to make the moon. We had to scrunch up our foil to give it texture because the moon is not smooth. It has mountains and low craters from rocks that hit it. So when we crumpled up our aluminum foil, it made bumps, just like the surface of the moon. We also added a sun in the corner, because when the moon shines, it's because the light from the sun is reflecting off of the moon. And that's why it looks like the moon has its own light, but it really comes from the sun. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson and you learned something about the moon. Tomorrow, we're going to talk a little more about the moon, the sun, and the earth. So make sure you join me for circle time tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye. Hi everyone. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button. And if you would like to see more videos just like this one from Miss April's classroom, make sure you click subscribe.